Hi everyone, are you wondering how to pass your life in the UK test? Do not worry. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I passed my life in UK test in just 5 minutes in the exam one. And I kid you not, 5 minutes I was done. And then I will be spilling with you all the secrets, everything that I did to be able to pass my test on the first trial. So sit back and relax. The Life in UK test is a test that you need to pass in order to be able to apply for your indefinite leave to remain or your British citizenship. Now, this test cost me £50 for me to book the test, and it consists of 24 questions, and you have to pass 75% of them for you to be able to achieve a pass mark in this test. Now, the very good thing about this test is that it does not expire. So if you take the test, you might say, oh, I'm 2 years in the UK. Why do I need to do the test now? My dear, you can do the test now because it has no expiry date, and I would rather do it now than wait till later. Why do you want to wait till later when you can do it now and pass it? In this video, like I said, I'll be sharing with you everything that I did to be able to pass this test. Now, this test basically is all about the British culture, the history, the life in the UK, and basically the political systems in the UK. Now, in order to be able to pass the test, there is an official Life in UK test handbook that is required of you to study to pass the test. Now, this handbook particularly comes in the ebook version, it comes in the paper version, it comes in the audio version, and it comes in the e-learning subscription as well. So mind you, I didn't use this book to pass my test. So in case you have already bought this book, that's fine. That's the required document to pass, so you can continue using it. But for the purpose of this video, that's not what I use. I'm just going to be sharing with you guys what I used. Now, the next thing to say is that there is a YouTube channel called the Life in UK Test channel. That channel, I'm going to be linking everything that I say here. I'm going to be linking it in the description, so do well to check in the description. So this particular channel is the first tip I'm going to be giving you that I used. Now, in this particular channel, there is the study materials. Basically they read out the study materials to you, and it's just why I particularly like this one is because you can be on the go and be listening to it. I can be in the kitchen, I can be mopping, sweeping, washing, whatever I'm doing, cooking, and I'm just playing it in the background and I'm listening to it. So this is why I love this one, because to start with, when I didn't even know what this whole test is all about, I just started playing this. So I would strongly advise that if you're starting and you haven't bought the book yet, you haven't done anything yet, just start with the YouTube channel, listen to it, just play it on the background, get used to everything that they are saying, because I mean, some of those words, some of the dates can be so cumbersome, but over time, as you keep on listening to it, it just keeps ringing in your ear and it starts to register in your mind. So that was the first thing that I did. So also on this YouTube channel, it has also got the practice exams and practice test. So when you finish listening to the study materials, then you move straight into listening to the questions. And then when you start listening to these questions and getting familiar with the answers, it just helps you to build that confidence, after which you can then go ahead to the next step that I'm going to be telling you about. Now, the next thing that I did was that there is a website called the Life in the UK test website. I'm going to be sharing with you also in the description section. In this website, you have the chapter 1 to 5 study materials. I believe that this chapter 1 to 5 is everything that you need for the test. So the chapter 1 to 5, you can basically read it. So this is where the first tip comes in play. If you're somebody who doesn't really like to sit down and read something, then you might want to go for the YouTube version that I spoke about, because the YouTube version basically reads it out to you, and all you are doing is listening and sinking it into your mind. So back into the second tip, which is the website. In the website, it's got the chapter 1 to 5 in the study materials, which I strongly advise that you study. But if you do not have time in your hands, maybe you're 1 week to ILI application and you do not have time to study the material, move to the next tip, which is the test. There is a lot of bank of test questions in this same website, which you can practice with. So practice until you get familiar with the questions and get familiar with the answers. Next to the next straight into the next one is the exams 1 to 17. It's like the mock exams 1 to 17. Bear in mind, like I said earlier on, that each exam is 24 questions. So this exams 1 to 17 that I'm speaking about has 24 questions in one exam. So that means that 17 exams in 24 questions is about 408 if my mathematics is correct. So that's all the questions that it's in the exam 1 to 17. I'm going to speak in a low tone. If you practice these exams 1 to 17, I swear, in the exam day, most of the questions, or let me just say 95% of the questions that you are going to be seeing in your exam day are basically from these chapters, from these exams 1 to 17. So if you have studied it over and over again, I kid you not, you're going to be smiling in the exam hall, because what basically played out is that those questions were basically just rewarded. Simple. They were just rewarded. So if you already know the questions and you know the answers, you will basically know the answers, isn't it? So that's it really about that particular one, which I believe is the most important part of this whole preparation. Now let's move into the next one, which is also very, 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 very good, and that is joining a Facebook group. So there is a Life in UK Facebook group, which I'll also link. So this Facebook group is very, very good, because on this group, if you're somebody that you like to relate with what people say, like if somebody has done something before, you like to listen to what their experiences are, then this Facebook group is good for you. Because when I joined this group, it was very good, because people just come randomly and come and say, oh, thank you very much for all the tips shared on this group. I've done my test. These were the questions that I was asked, blah, 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 and all. And you just see what people are being asked, and it just helps you. People share their experiences about the journey, about the test, and all of that. So it's very, very good to join this Facebook group as well. They share a lot of tips, they share a lot of links, they share a lot of banks of questions and all. And particularly on the day of my test, when I was going to the exam hall, I just went back to the group again and just said, let me just have one more look whilst I was on the way to the exam hall. And somebody shared a question that they were asked in their own test. And I kid you not, more than 50% of the questions that I saw in the exam hall were questions that this person had already shared. Mind you, these questions I had already practiced them in the exams 1 to 17. But there's nothing as fresh as you, before you get into the exam, or you seeing the questions that you have just practiced 30 minutes ago, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that is reason why this Facebook group is very, very good. So while I was studying for the test, the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you is that I got a little book where I write down dates especially. I struggled with a lot of dates. There are loads and loads and loads of dates to put in your head. So what I basically do is that those dates that refuse to stick, I just write them down in my book, and I flip through it when it was a day to just to revise and revise and revise. And then another thing to do was that, I spoke about the exams 1 to 17. Whilst I practiced for the exam 1 to 17, there were some questions that refused to stick. I would just screenshot it and I'll flip through back again to review it and review it until they stuck to me. So what I would say is that please practice, 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 and practice and practice those questions that I spoke about, and you won't regret it. Practice it to the point that you know the questions and you know the answers. Don't just study the answers only, study the questions as well, because the questions will be rewarded differently. And finally, let me just speak about the exam day itself. So now you finally prepared for the test and you're ready to go. On the test day, it's just important for me to share what to expect on the test day. So there are over 30 test centers where you can book. So you basically just book the one that is closest to you. I had to travel about 45 minutes to my own test center. When I got to the test center, the moment you get inside, you are asked to switch off your phone, and you have to wait for your turn for the security checks. The security checks is quite thorough, and at some point I was like, why are we being searched like this? But anyways, I believe it is just right, and that's what they need to do. So when you pass the security check, you will then be asked to go drop your things in a locker. The locker is not very big, so please don't take too heavy and bulky items to the test center. So you put all your stuffs in the locker, and then you'll be directed to go and do your exam. So when you get into the it's like a CBT. I don't know if you've done any CBT exams before. That's what the format looks like: computers, 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 and you sit with your computer and you answer your questions. So you have 45 minutes to do this test, and it's 24 questions, and you need 75% pass to be able to pass the test. After which, that is it basically. So, and the result comes out. That's the very juicy part. The result comes out almost immediately after the test. So they say 10 minutes, and that's it. So I checked mine. I haven't even left where I went to write the test. I think I was on my way to the train station when I just checked for my results, and that was it. I passed my test. You will be given a unique reference code which you have to keep, because you will be required of this code when you want to apply for your indefinite leave to remain or your British citizenship. So that's why you need to keep this code very, very well. And that is all about the test day and the results. My final words to you would be, go and do the test. Don't wait till the last minute, and please practice, 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 practice. And do not tell yourself that you cannot pass the first time, because you can pass the first time. And if you haven't passed the first time, I mean, it's not the end of the world. This is a test that you can do over and over and over again. It doesn't have how many times that you have to take it before you can no longer write it anymore. So you have unlimited attempts to be able to write the test, which is very, very good. And there's no expiry as well. So if you do the test now, you can as well just keep the result to when you need it for your settlement status or your citizenship application. And that's it really. If you have enjoyed this video today and you haven't subscribed yet, kindly hit the subscribe button. I've dished you premium information today, and please just subscribe, like this video, like the video please, and subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about motherhood, lifestyle, and basically living in the UK, navigating life in the UK as an immigrant. Until my next one, I will see you guys. Bye, and thanks for watching. If you have any comments, let me know in the comment section, and I would always read it and I would attend to the questions. Thank you. Bye.